This is practice A for section 1.3. They tell you that line L bisects the segment. So in each of these examples you have a segment and you have a line L that is bisecting it. Bisect means it cuts in half. So anytime you see that word, it automatically means the problem is going to be easy because you have two things that are going to be the same length. Find the indicated length, it says. So for number one, make sure you know how to read this. Find the distance from A to C. That's what that means. If the distance from A to B is 6. So A to B is 6. I'll kind of put that length in there. That's how long that is. Now remember these marks. These matching marks tell you that these two segments right here are the same exact length. So if A to B is 6, B to C is also 6. Okay, now we also know that because remember this line L is doing the bisecting, so it goes directly through the middle of that segment. So those two segments on either side are the same length. Just make sure you answer the question. Find A to C. How far is it from A to C? Here's A, here's C. 6 units, 6 units. Okay? Again, you got matching marks. Length from D to E is 17. Length from E to F is 17. How far is it from D to F? Segment addition, just add your two littles, get the big. Number 3, looks like we have a fraction there, so we end up with a mixed number. Again, this is doing the bisecting. These two segments are the same. That's what those marks mean. Really important. Find the distance from G to J. If H to J is 8 1/4. Okay, well this guy has the same mark as this guy. So it's also 8 1/4. How far is it from G to J? Just combine them. Little plus little equals big. 8 plus 8 is 16, and then 1/4 plus 1/4 gives you 2/4, which is 1/2. Number 4, find the distance from L to M. So now they're asking you for one of the smaller lengths. They're telling you the distance from K to M. That's the entire segment. It's 24 3/4. So that's how long the whole thing is. Well, how long is each piece then? Well, each piece would be half of this, which might be an issue for some of us. How are you going to find half of that mixed number? Well, you could type it into a calculator. I think it's safe to say that each piece is 12 and something, right? Half of 24 is 12. But then you got to take half of your 3/4. How do you take half of a fraction? Well, you could multiply it by 1/2. That's the same thing as making the denominator twice as big. So if you make your denominator twice as big, that would be 3/8, which is half of your 3/4. If you're not sure, just add your 3/8 and 3/8. That gives you 6/8. 6/8 is reduced to 3/4. So it's a good way to do it in your head. Number 5, N to Q. That's the whole thing. It's 31.8. How far is it from N to P? Well, we know these two pieces are the same. So we need to take half of 31.8. Okay, so 15.9 is half of 31.8. Make sure you're answering the question. I kind of have them written on here. I think that's sufficient, but just make sure. L to M, that's 12 and 3/8. So we did answer it. N to P, that's 15.9. We did answer it. Number 6, find the distance from S to T if the distance from R to T is 109. These two pieces are equal, so again, you're dividing by 2. So we'll call this 54.5 on each side. Again, you're just dividing by 2. You can always double check your work. You can always add these back up, make sure you get that guy. Okay, so when you have this bisects issue, you know the two little pieces are the same. You know the big one is twice as big as the little ones. So if they give you the big one like they did in these 3, you divide by 2. If they give you the little one like they did in those and they want the big, you multiply by 2.